Meditate, manifest, invest in you. Join me on my spiritual journey as I elevate myself and like-minded listeners to a higher level mentally, physically, and spiritually. Thank you for listening. This is Black Hippie Lounge, and I am your host, Chanel. Welcome. So I know that I did not record last week. I honestly was just really tired because I had work. I've been working 7 days a week and still trying to take care of other personal tasks that I need to get done. So I was tired, and like mentally I was tired, so I didn't want to just put out anything random. So took that time for myself, but I came across something that I definitely want to share on this episode, and I hope that it's helpful to somebody. And yeah, I like it's like 25 life lessons worth sharing. But before I get into it, I definitely just recommend watching the Mary J. Blige documentary on Amazon. I just watched it this afternoon, and it was really good. It was great, actually. Like, I grew up on listening to Mary. My mom used to listen to Mary J. Blige all the time, and I feel like her music is it's timeless, you know, and especially as a black woman, like. And it talks about that in the documentary, how much like Mary paved the way for black female artists like herself to change the R&B game, as far as like not just singing songs about, she sings songs about love, but she sings about like real stuff too, you know, heartbreak, and just so much passion and emotion behind it. And it's got a little roughness to it. It's her music is, like I said, it's timeless. So you learn a lot about her, and it's just great to see, you know, her persevere and become who she is today, despite all the trials that she faced. And yeah, it's definitely inspiring, I would say, and I definitely recommend it. And I'm a big Mary fan. I like her music a lot, and yeah, I think that you guys will like it. And also, there's going to be a movie on Hulu coming out on Friday. I went last night, to see it with my sister for free at Boston Common movie theater. It is called, It is about music. It was okay. So it's about, obviously we know, some people should know about like the Woodstock and how that happened, and like I don't even know, it's like white stuff, I don't know. It's like, I think it was in the like 60s or something. Yeah, it must have been the same time. And this is a Harlem music festival that occurred around the same time. It was like 1967 or 9, I think. And the movie is called Summer of Soul, and it's Questlove. He produced it and released it. So basically, it was the Harlem Cultural Festival, and there were various artists that performed in the middle of Harlem, in the park, in like one of those parks there. And it's over thousands of black people coming together, all different ages, to see a free concert that included various artists such as like Stevie Wonder was there, Gladys Knight and the Pips, and then who's that guy? Sly and the Family or something like that. I've heard of it, but I don't really know that much of their music. But I didn't know that they sang that song "Everyday People." So yeah, it's them, and then there's like a whole bunch of other black artists that I personally do not know of, but their music was good, and they're all performing, you know, in Harlem, and it's just dope to see, because it was at a time when a lot of just when they're in the movie, and I don't want to tell the whole thing, but it's just a time when black people in Harlem especially, they needed something like that, and to see all of them come together and just be able to enjoy, it was dope to see. They had Black Panthers there, and it was a good movie, definitely. I saw it at the theaters, but it's coming out this, like I said, this Friday on Hulu, and I definitely recommend watching it. It's good, especially if you like music and you like, Black history. You will definitely enjoy the documentary. It's not that long. It's like an hour and a half, maybe close to 2 hours. But it's good. So look out for that. Again, it's called Summer of Soul, and it's on Hulu this Friday. So to get into what I want to talk about today, like I said, I found this post. It's called 25 life lessons worth sharing. And I like stuff like that because I just like, to learn about life and to grow and get as much, advice that I can about myself and how to navigate this life. So what I'm going to do is go through them, comment on them, not too much, and then, take it from there. So number 1, no one has it all figured out. That's a good one, because I feel like a lot of the times when I know for myself, when I feel frustrated with my life and where it's going, and when I can't figure it out, it's easy to compare yourself to others and to feel like you are not as far as you need to be, or you're not doing as well as others. But nobody has it figured out. That's a good way to remind yourself that, yeah, you still need to push hard and try to accomplish your goals, but don't think that you are in the wrong completely, because nobody has it all figured out. So number 2, being nice is overrated. Be kind, be fair, be understanding, not nice. I love that one, because I'm not a fan of being nice either. I think it definitely is overrated, because people take niceness as a way to try to, 9 times out of 10 people don't appreciate someone being nice to them, and they try to take advantage of it, or don't use it in the right way, or they don't reciprocate that same niceness. So I definitely think being kind, being cordial, being respectful, and being fair and understanding is definitely important. But being nice, that's definitely overrated. You should obviously be who you are, and like I said, be kind, be fair, be understanding, but don't take nobody's stuff, Number 3, to love is to be vulnerable. Let your guard down. Yeah, that one is definitely that's a great one. That's a great one. And I know I've talked about, being vulnerable and stuff like that, and it's hard, that's definitely hard. So that's a life lesson right there, especially when you've done it and you have been hurt. It takes a lot of strength to love again after being hurt. And if you are someone who is taking that step, then I'd full on commend you and support you for doing that, because just know that you are very, very strong, and I want you to get everything that you desire, So I like that one too. To love is to be vulnerable. Let your guard down, because that's hard, because people be playing. It's hard to let your guard down. So number 4, good or bad, you can learn from everybody. Oof. Okay, that one too. That's hard, because sometimes I know as humans, I know for me, like somebody does me wrong or does something bad to me that I view as bad, it's hard to take the time to learn from that person with the experience or whatever, learn the lesson from them, versus letting your emotions take over and just being angry and saying, okay, I'm done, I'm never talking to this person again, F them, whatever other insults you want to throw. But sometimes when you're doing that, you're if you don't take the time to learn the lesson, you could end up just putting yourself in a cycle where you keep meeting the same person in a different form until you learn that lesson. And also like to pay attention to the good lessons as well, and be appreciative of them and pass them on. So good or bad, definitely you can learn from everybody. Number 5, embrace all of your emotions. Don't ignore them. Don't mask them. Embrace them. Another one that's tough, because it goes along with that. To love is to be vulnerable and let your guard down. You have to let your guard down in order to embrace all of your emotions, whether they're good or bad, happy, sad. Don't ignore them, because even if you ignore them, they're going to eventually come out, whether it be just explosive, or they're going to come out. You can't get rid of them until you full on embrace them and feel them. Then you can release them. So it's okay to embrace them and feel what you feel, but don't stay there. Allow it to flow. Number 6, traveling alone is better than with bad company. I definitely agree with that, because nothing worse than traveling with people who get you in trouble or just aren't good company, whether it be they're miserable or they're always complaining, or just always looking for the bad stuff, or they're just depressive, or they don't have money or something. I don't know, it's better to travel alone and enjoy your own company than to be around people or travel with people who are no good. So number 7, unlearning is just as important as learning. That is a good one as well, because a part of healing and facing childhood traumas, and not even just traumas, but just how we were raised. It's sometimes there are things that we have to unlearn, and it's not our family or whoever raised you their fault, because at the time they were just doing what they thought was right. And sometimes it just resonates with the time itself, legit. I was raised in the 90s, so certain things that flew then, that doesn't fly now. So there are things that you have to just learn. You have to always adjust to the times, and adjust, not necessarily changing who you are, but just learning to be open-minded and learning new things and learning to do things differently in a way that can benefit you. So I like that one too. Unlearning is just as important as learning. Number 8, no one prepares you to watch your parents grow old. Yeah, man, nobody does that, because it's man, my parents aren't old. My mom's still pretty young. She looks young anyway. But I know she's getting older. So it was funny, because my sister and I, we were talking about that, just how the roles now we're coming into that role of being the older siblings who have to look out for our parents, take them to make sure they're going to their appointments, and after surgeries, making sure they do what they need to do, just basically the role reversal of taking care of them. And it's you can't, no one's prepared for that in whatever sense that may be. So definitely commend those who are looking out for their parents and taking care of them. Definitely a shout out to my sister, because I know she's doing a great job of taking care of her mom right now. So just know that you're doing a good job, and keep doing what you're doing. Number 9, own up to your mistakes. Do what you say you'll do. Oh my goodness, please. If that's one thing, I will say that I have definitely pretty much mastered. Please, that is a big thing for me. Do what you say you're going to do. Be a man, woman of your word. If you can't be a man or woman of your word or own up to your mistakes, you, in my opinion, are still immature. Because for one, you have to accept the fact that everyone is human. We all make mistakes, big or small. Nobody's perfect. No one expects perfection, but you do expect accountability. As an adult, you should be accountable for your actions. And do what you say you're going to do. If you open your mouth and say you're going to do something, be a man or a woman of your word and do that. And if you cannot accomplish what you say you're going to do, open your mouth and say, hey, I know I said I could do this, but A and B has occurred, or whatever the issue is, and just say either I'll have to do it another time or rearrange, whatever. But I know for me personally, I do lose some respect for someone who, especially if it's consistent, man or woman, if you're somebody who always say you're going to do something and you never come through, that's just not a good look. And I feel like that's someone who's just immature, and it shows your selfishness, because you literally disregard how your actions and what you say are impacting me or someone else. Because sometimes when you say you're going to do something, someone might be depending on that. And I also agree, feel that life lessons can teach you that don't ever count on, even if somebody says they're going to do something. I know for me, at least, it's very hard when someone says they're going to do something. My response is always like, yeah, okay. But in the back of my head, I'm always making a plan, because people switch up. People don't come through, and they don't hold themselves accountable, and they don't own up to their mistakes, or they don't do what they said they're going to do. And it's very rare to find friends or whoever that will. So if you have people like that in your life who come through, like, on a regular basis, I'm not talking about randomly, oh, wow, no, their word is legit, then keep people like that in your life and reciprocate the same thing, because people like that are hard to find, especially nowadays, especially within, like, my age group and younger people, and just dating or friendships in general. It's like people, their word can be very wishy-washy, and it can make you kind of, like I said, be in the situation where you're like, all right, yeah, like, it takes a lot. It becomes hard to really depend on someone's word, or like to really believe it. They have to show you, even though that should be the case anyway. People have to show you who they are, and you have to pay attention. Just because someone can talk and say what they're going to do all the time, but if they don't come through, pay attention to that. That's a red flag for their character and their accountability and their ability to be a friend, partner, whatever. Like, you want someone reliable in your life, not someone that's, they're wishy-washy, they're flimsy, they're not reliable. People like that in my opinion, are useless, because you don't follow through. Your word doesn't mean anything to me, because it clearly doesn't mean anything to you, because you're not even embarrassed for the fact that you're not following through. And that, like I said, that's friendships, whoever. Like, please just do what you say you're gonna do, or don't say it at all. I tell people that all the time. Please don't make a promise. Don't tell me you're gonna do something if you're not gonna do it, because I will hold you to that. And people, you should be like that as well. Don't let people feed you false or, empty promises. That does nothing for anyone. Number 10, maturity is accepting you won't get answers to the things that hurt you the most. Heal anyway. Yeah, that's a tough one too. That's like, I feel like that's kind of in relation to like heartbreak. Sometimes you will, have those experiences where someone will hurt you and they won't answer you why. Or they won't tell you, or they don't know, or whatever. Sometimes you won't find the answer, and you have to heal anyway and forgive yourself anyway. And forgive that person, not for them, but for you, so that you can have a vulnerable, open heart and be open to love again, and, let your guard down. So, number 11. One of the most important decisions you'll ever make in life is who you have children with. Choose wisely. I feel like a lot of people can resonate with that nowadays. Because, it's nothing worse than choosing the wrong person to have kids with. Obviously, at the end of the day, once it's done, it's done. But, you want to have someone that you can have kids with that's going to be supportive all the time to you and the children. So one of the most important decisions, choose wisely who you choose to have children with. Number 12, women friends are cool, don't try to sleep with them. Definitely for the guys, like, having female friends, women friends is cool. You don't have to sleep with them. Don't try to sleep with them. I have a couple of guy friends, and they're really cool. I can come to them about anything, and I definitely appreciate that. And there's never been any like weird energy or anything with them. It's just straight up friendship, and it's not because they're like unattractive or something. It's just you have to set your boundaries. And everything, again, like your mindset doesn't always have to be like, because it's the opposite sex, that automatically you have to like that person, or vice versa, and it has to go there. It could just literally be like, people do come into your life just so you can have those solid friendships. It can't always, sometimes it's great to have a guy's perspective, because, or having a woman's perspective, because, you know, it's the opposite, and we don't think like the opposite person. So it's good to have them. They can give you a different viewpoint that can help you with your situations and dating, friendships, whatever. So yeah. Number 13, you don't have to learn everything the hard way. That too, I feel like that is a good one, because I feel like for me, that means learning my lessons, like whether it be in relation to like work stuff, or friendships, or dating, or money. Like when you experience something that teaches you a hard lesson, or, you know, like a loss or something, heartbreak, whatever, make sure you really, like I was saying before, I think from one of the earlier ones, like take your time to, even if you are hurt, learn the lessons, so that you can, the next time when something like this occurs again, or you see a red flag, or you see something that's familiar to a situation that you've already been through, you can know that, oh, I know where this is going, and I'm not going there, and you dismiss yourself, you know. You don't always have to learn the hard way, because sometimes if you keep feeling like that's how you're going to learn all the time, not only is that creating a toxic cycle for you, but sometimes when you keep putting yourself in those type of situations, there might be one time where you learn the lesson the hard way and you can't come back or you've put yourself in a position that you can't get out of, and nobody wants to do that to themselves. Number 14, one day you'll need to be forgiven, so learn to forgive others. Yeah, that's a tough one too, but it's definitely important, because we always talking about forgiving somebody else for ourselves, but there's going to be times, or there probably have already been times, when you've hurt someone too, and you've been in that position where you're looking for that person to forgive you too, because you weren't trying to hurt them or do what happened or anything like that. So learn to forgive, so that you can, receive that karma. Number 15, instead of buying your children what you didn't have, teach them what you didn't know. That one I love, because I definitely feel that younger parents, like from my generation, like our parents were younger, and there are parents that are my age now or younger than me, and it's so important. You see it on like social media too, to teach your kids about finances and saving and credit, and just things that can help them get so far in life faster. And yeah, I feel like if you can still buy your kids stuff, but it's more important to teach them things that are going to help them be able to take care of themselves when they become adults, and to get ahead. And whether even with like college, stuff like that, like knowing how to save or not take out loans, or what path to take for your career and stuff like that. So definitely, focus on teaching your kids things that you didn't know, to prevent them from going through things that you may have had to go through yourself. Number 16, never let your inner child die. I can understand that one too, because I feel like as we get older, it's easy to get caught up in the busyness of life, whether it be work, school, taking care of the kids, marriage, saving, trying to buy a house, do all these things that are definitely important, but still don't forget the things that make your inner child happy, whether it be dancing or swimming or playing tennis, I don't know, something. Just don't let that die out. Still enjoy yourself, and while you can, don't let your inner child die. Number 17, if someone doesn't treat you as good as a Chick-fil-A employee, they don't deserve to be in your life. Yeah, definitely. I mean, if someone doesn't treat you as good as a Chick-fil-A employee, yeah, those Chick-fil-A people be going above and beyond. So someone should definitely have people in your life that do the same for you. If you know, especially if you're that type of person too. Don't forget, you have to give what you want to receive too. But yeah, someone should be definitely treating you like they feel special and feel lucky to have you in their lives, and they show you that. Number 18, no one is a mind reader. Voice how you feel. I like that one as well, because that comes with, I feel, maturity and just like life lessons, because depending on your personality, how you were raised, or just how you are as a person, that could be something that you have to work on, voicing how you feel, whether that be in a relationship or at work or to your family or even to yourself, you know, accepting how you feel about certain situations. And right, no one is a mind reader, you know, so you can't get upset about someone treating you a certain way if they don't really know that it's hurting you, or it's making you mad or upset or whatever, scared or something. You have to open your mouth and speak. Number 19, never feel bad about promoting yourself. Don't ever feel bad about promoting yourself. You are your biggest supporter. You should be. You have to promote yourself, sell yourself. You know, always support. Because if you don't, that's the thing about humans. If you don't, a lot of times we run off of ego, you know, and if you don't promote yourself and show that you're confident in what you're promoting, whether it be like your podcast or your product or whatever it is you're trying to promote yourself about, or, you know, promote about yourself, if you're not confident in it, why would I be? You know what I mean? Like, would you buy that from yourself, or would you support that? If you would, then you got to show that to other people, and that's how you get support, you know, because again, you gotta promote yourself. You should be your biggest fan. Number 20, if you value your time, say no to anything you don't absolutely want to do. That is a good one as well. I feel like most people go through that stage where they have to learn to say no, especially when it's like to family, because you feel always obligated to do things and you don't want to burn yourself out. That's how you end up experiencing burnout, by always trying to do the right thing, even if you don't really want to, if you're not interested in whatever it is. So it's okay to say no, and definitely value your time. You can't get your time back. So, you know, do what works for you. 21, spending time alone is one of the best things you can do. I definitely agree with that. I feel that a lot of us, if you didn't know that before, I feel like 2020 taught a lot of people that, especially those who live alone. Spending time alone is definitely a great thing to do. I love spending time by myself, like having my own place, or just chilling by myself and like going to things by myself, because, you know, you should be one of your own best friends. You should be able to spend time alone and still enjoy yourself. Because if you don't like to hang with yourself, how are you gonna expect someone to want to hang with you too? For me, I think about that, like, if you don't like spending time with yourself, then you must be picking up on something about yourself that is not that pleasant to be around. So why would I want to do it too? So, and not saying that you have to do it to show someone else that it's cool to hang with you. I'm just saying, like, you should be so comfortable being alone that anyone else coming into your life is adding to your life versus, you know, completing your life. Your cuppeth will overflow, whatever they say, you know. It should add, you know, overflow to your cup, not filling your cup. You know what I'm saying? Like, spending time alone should be great. 22, celebrate your accomplishments. That's something that I'm definitely, as a Virgo, like, I feel like I've learned, especially with therapy, that I am someone who, I'm busy, like on the go, and I work so hard to accomplish things, and then when I accomplish it, I'm like, okay, well, now I gotta do this. Like, it's always, now I gotta do more. I gotta do more. But it's important, and I feel like a lot of times in my life within the past year or two, God has showed me that it's like basically made me sit down and enjoy the present and really appreciate my accomplishments while I'm accomplishing them. Learn to like accept them, clap for myself, buy myself something or just celebrate myself before trying to run and accomplish the next thing. Give yourself your flowers while you're here. 23. If you care too much about what other people think, you're effectively their slave. I definitely agree. I have grown to be the type of woman, I do not care what your mama, whoever thinks. Like, I'm gonna do what I want to do, and not in a way of like disrespect, but I have to be happy with what I'm doing. Like, I don't live my life for other people. I don't care. Not in a rude way. It's just like I have to do like it's someone similar to the other number about like learning to be by yourself. Like you just have to always do what works for you. I feel that that's just something that we have to do, and part of that can be just learning to not care as much about what other people think about you, because 9 times out of 10, what people think of you are usually just projections of their own visions of themselves or their own problems with themselves. People project all the time. So it's not even always about you, but you can't live your life trying to please everyone else and making sure that everyone else likes you, because there's always going to be someone who doesn't like you. There's always going to be somebody who has a problem. And if you live your life trying to please everybody, not only are you going to you're never going to do it, and you end up losing who you are, because now you have tried to be a chameleon to please all these other people, and you're not even happy. Either you're all anxious, you're all sad, or you're all frazzled or whatever, because you don't even know who you are, because you're trying to make other people happy. For what? It doesn't make sense. So you can't care too much about what other people think. You just got to do you. 24. Be so busy improving your life that you don't have time to criticize others. Again, kind of resonates with number 23. Like, you have to be so focused on your own goals and your own life and your own happiness that you don't even have time to sit there and worry about what the next person's doing. You should be in your own world, like living your life for you. Tunnel vision. Having tunnel vision is very important. It can help you accomplish your goals, and you're not getting distracted, and you're not even worried about what the next person's doing. Like I said, not comparing and contrasting yourself when things are not going right in your life, because you have faith in yourself that despite whatever might be going on, that things are going to get better, and whatever you're trying to accomplish will come true. It just takes time. So staying busy in a healthy way to improve your life, but also not worrying about what the next person's doing and criticizing the next person, because who are you to judge? Because you don't know what they're going through. You're not in their shoes. So, in the last one, 25, everyone you love will eventually die. Spend your time with your loved ones. Keep them close. That's definitely a lesson that, everyone should know. Nothing is promised. Everybody, anybody can pass at any age. So, appreciate your people while they're here. Tell them you love them, care about them, whatever you feel for them, while you can. And treat them, right. And even when things, everybody's human. We have times when we don't get along, but try to fix it. Don't let time go by where you don't speak, because there's always those times when, I should have talked to them or whatever, and it's like now the person's gone. Nothing you can do about it. So I feel like that's a part of letting go of that ego, and just go to operate from your soul, from your heart, and not saying let someone disrespect you or treat you badly, but for the ones that you can spend time with and you can 9 times out of 10 have a loving relationship with, make your best efforts to spend time with them and to show them and tell them how you feel and keep them close. So those are the 25 life lessons that are worth sharing. And I got those from this page on Instagram called Third Eye Thoughts. And I don't know if I can post it on my page, but I can definitely put it on my story, so you guys can follow it if you want to see. But I hope those lessons were helpful. I liked them, and I hope you guys have a great weekend. It's a holiday weekend, so hopefully, it's been a heat wave here in Boston. I feel like it's probably been like that everywhere, but it's just been hot, and I hope that everybody's staying hydrated, having fun, and hope you have a great weekend, great holiday weekend, and take care of yourselves. And as always, I'm your host, Chanel, and this is Black Hippie Lounge, and meditate, manifest, invest in you, and thank you.